Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to those who are new. My name is Kaylee. I'm filming this video very impulsively because registration is coming up soon for me, and since I'm kind of just like looking at courses and things like that, I thought I'd talk about how to come up with a 4-year plan and how to register for classes specific to Chapman. So yeah, let's just get into it. So for the 4-year plan, I'm obviously looking at like the Chapman website and things like that, but this can work for any school. I'm sure like the basics of it is important to a 4-year plan, and you can do that for any school, I believe. I hope this works for other schools. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start recording my screen and show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so I just have my screen here, and here is my 4-year plan. So for a 4-year plan, what I use is Google Sheets. This has come in very handy for me for creating my 4-year plan, and it was very simple to use. I kind of just figured it out on my own, and I'm just gonna talk about what to include in it. So yeah. So first things first, I put credits up on the top left corner. And this one is just to keep track of how many credits I need to earn in order for me to graduate and how many credits I have earned so far. And this has come in very handy so that I know how much I need to fulfill. So like if I can take less classes later on, it's just helpful to know how many credits you need to do. And it's nice to have it there so that when you're looking at the other courses, you can refer to that and things like that. And in order to see that, you can just go to My Chapman, go to Student Center, okay, go to My Academics, and then just go to the View My Program Evaluation, and it'll be there. I'm not going to show you mine. I don't know if it's a private thing, but just not going to show it. And then for the classes, or for how I split it up, I just split it up into years, and then I put the semesters. And then at Chapman, we have a thing called interterm, so I put in an interterm section, and I put 6 places for the classes for each semester because I plan on taking 6 classes. But it all depends on what you want to do. But it's nice to have 6 so that if you want to take an extra class, you can. So that's what I did. And then below here, I separated it into the major, my minor, and then the GE. So obviously this is going to be different for everyone. And I'm not even in this major right now, but I'm trying to get into it. So hopefully I get in because I planned out my schedule so far based on this, and I'm only taking dog classes. So if I don't get in, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but here I am. And what I did was I labeled it on the very top, and then I put the number of credits I need for that whole major, minor, or things like that. And then I separated it into categories. If the major has different things, different sections for it, like choose one of the following, or you have to take all of these that are required. I separated it and make sure to put credits for all of that. And then I listed the specific courses and then the credits on the side. And another thing I did is I put like when it's available. So like some of these classes are only for fall semester, some of these classes are only available for spring semester, things like that. I made sure to specify that so I don't accidentally put it into like a fall semester when it's a spring class and then I kind of get messed up and don't know what to take, things like that. I just put that to be helpful. And where I found all this stuff is, so you go to the Chapman website and then you just look up course catalog. And then you can go to course catalogs and then you find your year. Right now they only have up to 2019 to 2020 because I don't think they have everything settled for the new year yet. But you can look at the previous years as reference for now if you're planning on making this ahead of time. And then they have specific schools, and if you don't go to Chapman, I'm sure they have like a course catalog thing for their school and for their majors. I hope they do. And so you can just look there. But I just went to the school, my specific school, and then the major, and then they have everything the way I listed it. And the great thing about this is that you can click on it and see like the details. So that's where I put like the 3 credits. You can read what kind of class it is to see if you want to take it. And you do the same for minor and stuff. It's all in here. You can find it in the course catalog. Oh, and then for GEs, in order to find that, you can just go to the website and then look up GE, and I'm sure there will be a GE thing. So yeah, you just look up GE and then you click on that, and then these are the stuff that are required for you to take. So if you click on them, you can see what kind of classes are fulfilled for that. And then how you know that like your class fulfilled a GE. So there's some classes that are for majors, and some of those classes can also like fulfill a GE at the same time, which is very helpful so that you can get some Gs out of the way instead of having to take extra Gs. So let's say you need an artistic inquiry. So they have a list of all the classes you need, and then you just find the class name, and you might have already taken it for your major, or like it is a required course for your major, but it's in there. So like if I go to film, they have a bunch of film classes, and then like the class I already took might be a GE, so I don't have to worry about that. But one thing to know is that for GE, I think it is up to 9 credits for your major can be interchanged with the GE. So like that's pretty much like 3 classes. So 3 classes from your major can count towards your GE, if that makes sense. So that's like the max. You can't have like 5 classes that are also a GE and for your major. So just be aware of that and use them wisely. And then obviously if you go on the program eval, like I said before, it'll say everything of like what kind of GE you need to get. I think that's pretty much it for the 4-year plan. Let me know if I miss anything, and like if you're still confused about anything, I'm happy to answer the questions. But honestly, this is pretty simple. I know it seems like a bit complicated, but if you just look at the courses and like kind of spread it out according to like what kind of classes you want to take or are interested in, it's nice to have. And obviously this isn't guaranteed that you'll get into these classes and you're gonna go exactly as this schedule, but it's just nice to have a reference so that you can kind of spread things out and like have an idea of what you probably need to take, so that it's not all confusing when you get to registration and you're just like, I don't know what class to take. And obviously you can go to an advisor for this, but like doing this is pretty easy. It does take a bit of your time, but I honestly think it's way better than going to an advisor because you get to research like more in depth for each class on your own. And it's like you can do it on your own. You don't need to go to somebody else to get help. Obviously if you want to, you can. So I hope this helped. And I'm just gonna go straight into registering for courses. This is specific for Chapman, but I'm making this video because when I was registering for courses for my freshman year, I was so confused, especially because college is so different and you get to pick like what kind of class and what kind of professor and things like that. It was just so confusing. I had no idea how that all worked for college. I didn't even know what credits was. I didn't know what I needed to do. So I thought this would be helpful. So to begin, registering for courses happens in the My Chapman page. So you go to your My Chapman Student Center, and then there is a whole section for registering for courses, and you'll know when you have to enroll over here. So mine is April 22nd, so it's coming up pretty soon. And then you just go to, there's like a search, plan, and enroll, and that's all for registering for classes or looking for classes. So you go to search, and then you just make sure to have the right year in, and then you just search the classes. So like subject, what I do is subject, and if you're, let's say your major is creative producing, you just click creative producing, and then you can just search and you'll get a whole list of classes that you can take. And you're probably wondering what you even need to take, and you're probably super confused, and I don't know how Chapman's gonna do this year, but you're required to like learn how to do this. But I am putting this up before, so hopefully this helps, and they might not cover some things, so it's just good to know. And so how you know what you need to take for your major for your first year is, so you just go to the Chapman website and you look up first year courses, and on the top it'll be first year recommended courses. So if you go there, you can see all the schools, and they even have a section for undeclared majors. And so I'm just gonna go stick with creative producing because that's my current major. So you just go to your school and then your major, and then they have this whole thing of recommended courses for your freshman year. So this is very helpful. They will probably like show you this list once they teach you how to register, but you know, it's nice to know this ahead of time, and if you can also always refer back to it if you lose like what they send you and things like that. But that's pretty much how you find it, so you'll know what kind of classes to take. And then to know what professors are good, wait, what the heck? Some classes are already closed? I'm so confused. Oh, this is spring 2020, the Okay, whatever. But a very helpful website is ratemyprofessors.com. I'm sure you've probably heard of this. This is a very popular website that everyone uses. They have this for pretty much every school, so you just look up your school or find a school. Look up the school, Chapman University. Let's say I'm trying to take like the course and there's the professor's name right there. You just look them up. I don't want to expose any professors right now and see if they have bad ratings, but you just look them up and then they will have all their reviews and you can see the students' comments and see who is best. This is very helpful. Obviously you can't always get professors you want to, but you know, it's nice to know what kind of professors to take. And sometimes the professors aren't on the Rate My Professor, which kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. And so basically what you do to actually register for the course is, let's say you're taking this class, CRPR 234, just doing a random one. Let's say this one is right for your schedule. You select, and then you always make sure to waitlist if the class is full, so that you have the option to waitlist in it. If the class is full, just press next and then it'll be added to your plan section. So you go to your plan section and you click the year. I have a bunch of classes in already, but you go in there and then you have a list of all the classes. And what you should always do is validate the courses, because you have to make sure that you're able to enroll in the class. And I've said this in other videos, but for Chapman, registering for courses sucks, because if you're not in the major, a lot of times you can't take the course. So like right now I'm not in the documentary major yet, so this will probably say that I can't take it. So you go to validate and it'll say no, so that means something doesn't work, and it gives you the description of why you can't take the class. So always make sure to validate so that you don't like only have classes that you can't take and then it comes to registration and you don't know what to do. Editing Kaylee here, per usual. I did forget a point. I think this is very important, but when you register for courses, the maximum amount you can register for is 18 credits, which is 6 classes, I believe. And the minimum amount is 12 credits, so that's 3 classes. That's for a full-time student. Obviously, if you're going to be a part-time student or something, you can register for less than 12 classes, but the maximum amount is 18. So yeah, back to the video. Another very helpful website is Coursical. So if you want to see your schedule or like plan out a schedule for the classes, this website is very helpful because they literally have all the classes for your school and you can just add in the classes and figure out a schedule. So if you just go to schedule, I kind of made one here. You just look up the classes. Let's say it's like the CRPR class that I was looking at, whatever, CRPR 110. You just click on it and it'll show up right here and fill it in as if it's a schedule, so you kind of know if you were to take those classes what it'll look like. And I found this website very helpful. My roommate recommended it to me, so shout out to Catherine. This website is very helpful. They have it for all schools, I believe, or pretty much all schools. So this is very nice to see a schedule before you register and figure out a time. So yeah, I believe this is everything. I know that registration isn't now and it's coming up a lot later, but since it's coming up soon for me, I just thought it'd be the perfect time to make, because I'm in that process right now. And if you want to, like, if you're very curious about what classes to take and things like that, you can look at that ahead of time. So yeah, this is it for the video. I really hope this helped, and as always, let me know if you have any questions. My Instagram is @KayleeNRKim. If you want to DM me any questions as well, I'm always happy to answer them. And please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I've been posting quite often these days, trying to post at least once a week. I've been posting more than once a week. I've been posting at least twice a week, I think. So yeah, I hope this helped, and that's it. So goodbye, see you guys.